This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. The city of Montpelier is making moves to provide a boost to the city after a series of closures and a continued drop in population. Mayor Kathy Bance says efforts are underway to turn the tide, including a redevelopment of the former elementary school building that recently closed.
We've had some developers come from California and several from Indianapolis that have looked at the building. We've had a lot of very interesting proposals for the building, different uses.
While no plans are set in stone, proposals have included a preschool as well as apartments, a nursing home, and an adult daycare facility. Bloomington-based basketball analytics startup Blueprint Stats has been acquired by Sports Info Solutions, a sports data and analytics provider headquartered in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Financial terms of the deal are not being disclosed. ABC reality TV series Shark Tank is planning a return visit to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where budding entrepreneurs can pitch their business ideas on July 17th. The IMS Open casting call represents the first step toward making an on-air Shark Tank pitch. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
Several Indiana domestic violence shelters will receive a piece of $500,000 in federal funding to provide emergency shelter and services to survivors. IIB's Kate Sharon has more.
Through the Social Services Block Grant, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services dispersed the amount to the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute to divvy up. The ICJI board approved the move in June, and the 25 not-for-profit shelters in 22 counties will start seeing that money this month. The federal grant program allows states to have flexibility when tailoring funding for services. Indiana's allotment will head towards providing food, clothing, transportation, and shelter to survivors in crisis. The state hopes it will offset operational costs, and other funding can go towards bolstering and supporting other services. ICJI Victim Services Director Kim Lambert says access to safe accommodation and shelter, along with survivor-centered support, is essential to breaking the cycle of violence and helping survivors begin to recover, and the funding will provide a safe space to heal, access to resources, and the support survivors need to rebuild their lives. You can view the full list of recipients at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Ascension has opened a new senior living program on the west side of Indianapolis. Ascension Living St. Vincent's new program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, or PACE building, features a large therapy gym, adult day center, medical clinic, outdoor courtyard, pharmacy, and chapel. Through the program, participants have access to physicals, social, spiritual, and behavioral health services. The program will also provide transportation to the center and medical appointments, home delivery of medication, occupational, physical, and speech therapies, pastoral care, and more. The co-founder and chief operating officer of Indianapolis-based Make My Move said the company's platform to attract remote workers to Indiana communities has resulted in 450 people moving to the state since 2020, with 200 more in the works. Evan Hawk said the platform is boosting local development and pioneering an industry.
We have about 25 programs just in Indiana that are actively recruiting these new workers, and for them it's a lot like a form of economic development. Rather than recruit businesses to relocate, they can recruit those individual workers, which is really great, especially for rural America.
Hawk cited an analysis from the IU Public Policy Institute, which says Make My Move has produced $13.7 million in annual economic impact in local spending, tax income, and the creation of new jobs locally. Merrillville residents have a chance to help guide the town's future. Lakeshore Public Radio's Michael Gallenberger reports.
The town says it's looking for 40 residents to serve on a Momentum Community Committee. It'll work with town officials and planners to come up with strategies and projects to be included in a new 20-year comprehensive plan. Committee members are expected to attend at least 6 monthly meetings starting with a kickoff meeting on July 19th. Planning and Building Director Sheila Shine said in a statement that the town's looking for a diverse group representing different neighborhoods and interests. The applications for the committee are due by July 11th. They can be found on the Maryville Momentum website. Residents who don't want to serve on a committee will still have plenty of opportunities to get involved with the comprehensive plan. The first series of workshops focusing on the north side of Maryville is scheduled for July 19th through 21st at the Dean and Barbara White Community Center. Residents can also offer input online at maryville.in.gov. For Lakeshore News, I'm Michael Gallenberger.
Indiana Secretary of Commerce Brad Chambers is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.